Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock out West. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself by choosing to spend an hour in your yoga practice. Before we get started, just a couple things. As you know, I have dogs. So at any point, they may show you how to do a down dog or an up dog, or they may be playing and barking. So just FYI. Another thing that I've been thinking about and recognizing through the couple times that we've been offering these classes, if you have a playlist that you really like and you would like to just put it in the background as some nice music for you to use and follow along with the class, that's perfectly fine. Also, if you have props, if you have blocks that you might like to use that come under your hands through, say, a lunge or something like that, you know, to bring the floor up to you, use your props. Hopefully you already are if you have them. And the other thing I wanted to mention is typically as a teacher, and I teach this to my trainees, teachers teach off the mat. We don't usually practice and teach. And I know that this format, this medium is very different than having a class right in front of me. But I sometimes find it a little challenging to teach and practice at the same time. So I have over the years worked really, really hard at languaging the poses so that you don't even have to look at the screen and it makes sense in your mind and then translate it into your body. That doesn't mean that I won't be practicing here and there, but maybe start to get used to, especially if we continue this throughout the time that we are all in isolation, to get used to just listening to the teacher so that you're not distracted by the screen. And the truth of the matter is, you know, you're not going to be that off, but do your best. So after all of that, I'm really hoping that you guys are using whatever tools, yoga being one of them, to help you mitigate what we know this to be as trauma. This is, we're in trauma right now. If you're watching the news, you may feel more anxious and more triggered. I think it's important to be informed, but only to a point of, you know, basic information in terms of how to do self-care and, you know, how to move about outside if you need to go and things like that. But past that, there's a lot of guessing. There's some hype. We really don't know what's true because I'm not sure that anybody knows what's real. So mitigate your news watching and all of that, especially if you happen to deal with issues around anxiety, depression, any kind of things that really trigger your nervous system into an overload. So what I'd like to do in terms of helping towards that end at the beginning of class is to offer a meditation, a very brief meditation. This is a time in life that's really sort of over dramatized the notion of unpredictable experiences, uncertainty, being out of control. And the tools we use in yoga, like breathwork, meditation, and movement, allows us to express that which we are holding in the form of tension, right? So this information comes in, it sits in our brain, and it creates tension in all these different parts of our bodies, especially the parts of our bodies that are fragile to begin with. So if you had a hip injury or you have a foot problem or a shoulder, it's going to go right there to begin with. And then it's going to sort of disperse throughout the rest of your body. So by moving and breathing, we get to expel all of this stress. And then we try to keep it at bay until the next practice by practices like meditation, breath work. If you're familiar with tapping, EFT, that's a great one. You could just Google EFT Nick Ortner. He has a really nice site and makes it very digestible and easy to do. That's another wonderful modality. So again, we will begin with meditation. So come into your comfortable seat, whatever that looks like, feels like for you. And as you close your eyes and get comfortable here, just take a moment to actually notice the areas of your body that are holding tension. And as I always mention, use your exhalation to begin to release it, just through breath. You can even give a color to that sensation. And on the screen in your mind, you can start to see that color starting to be released from that particular area in your body. Especially if you're a visual person, that might be helpful. If you can just gently breathe it out, that's fine too. Begin to feel the in and out breath move through you. And there's nothing like a conscious inhale and exhale to bring you present right into this moment. And to also help you feel empowered through the breath. When we bring oxygen in and we wake up the body to its dormant trauma, we start to, even in that moment, move it around. So understand that breath practice is empowerment. And we'll do this meditation as a call and response. So just repeat after me. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I ride the waves of my life. May I find peace no matter what. And just notice how it feels to receive your own words of comfort, soothing. And now bring to mind people you may or may not know. There may be somebody in your life who is actually directly affected by the virus. You may know people who are indirectly affected. Maybe a loved one has it. Maybe you want to send this next wave of goodness out to healthcare providers, people in your world that you love and are having a hard time right now being isolated. So again, may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you ride the waves of your life. May you find peace no matter what. And just feel your energy and your intention here traveling towards the people that you have just offered this to, and trust that they are receiving it. And finally, our wish out to the world as a collective. May we be safe. May we be healthy. May we ride the waves of our lives. May we be peaceful no matter what. Just take a quiet moment here. feeling any effect of this offering to self and to others. And know that this collective prayer is felt. Please join your palms now together in front of heart center. Take a moment to solidify your own intention for this evening's practice. And we honor intention to the sound of Om one time. Take a breath in. Om. And with gratitude for this day and all of the beauty that does exist, allow your eyes to open. Namaste. Good. Release your hands to your knees, and let's come up onto hands and knees, right into tabletop position. So again, as always, organize your body. Make sure that your wrists and your shoulders line up, your knees and your hips. Curl your toes. Breathe in, look up. Slide your shoulders back onto the back. Send your sitting bones skyward. Exhale, point the toes back. Scoop the tailbone, release head and neck. Again, inhale, look up. Shine your heart. Exhale, bring it into yourself. Again, breathe in, curl the toes, let the heart lift and send it out into the world, all of your goodness, all of your intention. And then exhale, bring that intention back into your own heart. Good. Inhale, come to your neutral spine. And take a breath as you extend right leg back and up, hip height. Roll the pinky toe down and extend left arm forward. If your balance is a little off today, keep your left hand on the ground. Exhale, bring your knee and your elbow toward the center of your body as you round. And inhale, extend the limbs in opposite directions. Keep going. Exhale, breathe it in, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach in opposite directions. 2 more at your own pace of breath. Make sure your breath, as always, is wide and full. Be more interested in the breath than the movement. The movement will happen. Good. And then after your second exhalation, second time, you'll bring both hand and knee down to the ground. And we'll take it to second side. Inhale, extend left leg back. Activate the muscles of your left leg, and then lift the leg hip height. Draw your navel up so the low back doesn't curve. And if you're feeling balanced, the inhale extends right arm forward. Good. Exhale, elbow and knee come in, round your back. Inhale and extend. Keep the navel up so the low back is long. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend it out. Keep going at your own pace of breathing. One more time. That's beautiful. And then gently release your hands and your knee to the ground. Good. Inhale, extend right leg back. Curl the toes into the mat this time. And do the same thing on the second side. Find your plank position, upward push-up. Take a deep breath in. Bend your knees a lot here. Shift your hips high and press yourself into downward facing dog. So, if you're feeling a little less than strong right now, make sure your down dog reflects it. And that's for any posture. If your knees need to be bent, if your hamstrings are tense, maybe that's where you carry your trauma. Be gentle to your body. Over time, over the course of this practice, the body will open in its own way. All you have to do is breathe. Good. Feel free to look left and right with your head and your neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands and fold yourself into Uttanasana. Fingers touch the ground, your shins or maybe blocks. Good. Press into the four corners of your feet and bring your hands to your hips with your knees bent. And then very, very slowly roll yourself all the way up to stand. And just take a brief check-in. Notice how you feel here, upright. And then find the top of your mat and bring yourself into Tadasana, your Tadasana, mountain pose. And once again, just call to mind first yourself, then those who you offered the prayer out to, and then feel yourself as part of a larger whole. We are all in this together. There is no one who is not suffering. There is no one who is not confused or anxious at some time. There is no one who is not triggered. But we have the tools to help mitigate those feelings and sensations. And this practice is one of them. Take an inhale and reach the arms out and up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive over your legs, back into forward fold, touch the ground. Keep your hands there as you inhale to a flat back. Your knees can be bent or straight. And exhale, bow to yourself once again. Inhale, rise up, arms reach out and up. And exhale, palms together to your heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, flat back, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, root down, lift the arms, look up, and exhale to namaste. So getting into the rhythm of the breath, the poses follow. Inhale, spiral the arms down and up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, offer your heart. Exhale, bow, step your right foot back behind you. Keep your left knee bent. Now, if you have blocks, this might be a nice place to bring your blocks under your hands. Keep your right knee lifted and lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath. Make a little space between your left ribs and the inner left thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Another inhale, lengthen from crown to tailbone. Exhale, plant your hands down and step back to a plank position. Take a breath in your plank and exhale your knees to the ground and your body all the way down to the mat, forehead to the floor. Point your toes as your legs come together. Inhale, sweep your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, lengthen your elbows, and as you keep your pelvis down, lift the kneecaps and press into the toes. Take an inhale, lift your heart, breathe in, breathe out. Make sure your shoulder blades start to marry. This is where your back bends are. And then exhale, lower your chest, relax your forehead down, bring your hands under your shoulders, take a breath in, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Breathe out. Inhale, look between your hands. Step your right foot all the way through. Good. Make sure your left knee is off the ground. Same principle here. You can either bring your blocks underneath your hands or tent to your fingertips. Make sure the inner right thigh has space from the right ribs and look forward. Take a breath. Exhale it away. Another deep breath in. Good. Exhale, plant your hands. Plank position, step the right foot back. Good. This time, breathe in. And as you exhale, knees to the ground, pop your tush up, chest and chin down between your hands. Inhale, slide through for cobra. And exhale, press back for down dog. Breathe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, knees bend, hips can lift. Up to you. Walk, step, hop, or jump to the top of your mat, and then fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reach. And exhale, back to namaste. Close your eyes, take a moment here, and breathe. So if you're breathing a little quickly, you have control. Great opportunity to find control by regulating your breath. So we look for ways in which to find our own way of regulating, self-regulating, when out in the world right now, that's not possible. So we do it within, yeah? From here, if you're not at the top of your mat, walk back there, please. Find Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, Swan dive forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen your spine. Gorgeous. Exhale, bow, walk or jump with easy knees to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you, split your dog. Draw your left heel down and press your chest back towards your left thigh. Good. Feel free to bend the right knee and stack your right hip on top of left. You might look to the right here. Good. And then go ahead, gaze between your hands, inhale, and glide your right foot all the way through. Keep your back knee lifted, just like we did earlier. So here's your option. You can stay in a low lunge like we just went through, or if you're feeling balanced and you need to move some more energy, inhale and rise up. Arms and torso reach straight up overhead. Take a deep breath in. Make sure the breath is the posture. Take a deep, full breath out. Let go of everything you've been holding all day. Another inhale. Let your arms frame your ears. Fingers are lively. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Inhale, come forward to plank. This is your choice. You can go right back to down dog or lower, knees, chest, and chin to the ground, or Chaturanga Dandasana if you're familiar. Take an inhale to come to your cobra or your upward dog with your shoulders back and down. Exhale back to downward facing dog and breathe. Close your eyes and say that mantra again. May I be safe. It's okay to say it out loud right here. May I be healthy. May I ride the waves of my life. May I be peaceful no matter what. Inhale, left leg backing up behind you, split on the second side. Exhale, bend your lifted knee, stack left hip on top of right. Try to keep the right toes forward and the right heel down, chest moves back. And then breathe in as you look between your hands, glide your left foot all the way through. Organize yourself, hands on blocks or fingertips on the ground. Back knee is lifted. Your choice, stay here or inhale your arms straight up and come vertical. High lunge. So those are your options. You can do high lunge, low lunge as we had it before, or you can even lower the back knee if that's what you need to do. Always meets you where you are. That's why our yoga is so special. Take an inhale here. Activate and engage the muscles in your arms. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your left foot to your right foot, downward facing dog. Inhale forward, plank. And once again, it's up to you. Lower knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, or to the earth. You could also press to dog. Up dog or a cobra on the inhale for your back bend. Down dog is where we meet. Close your eyes, 3 full breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. And exhale for 3. Beautiful. Inhale. Look at your hands and then lower your forearms to the ground and clasp your hands together. So you're basically sort of in a forearm pose, but we're not going to go into forearm stand. But you're definitely using your upper body here and working the muscles and creating strength. Now walk your feet back a little bit, maybe one little step back, and then inhale, come to a plank here. So see if you can align your shoulders and your elbows. Your legs are active. Your core is way engaged. Your heels press back. And then exhale, lift back up into a dolphin pose. So your feet may walk forward when you come into the down dog shape here. And then your feet walk back to give you the length in which to find the plank. So let's do this a few times. Walk your feet back as you inhale and lengthen forward. Keep your pelvis nice and taut. And then exhale, walk your feet forward to lift your hips to this down dog. Again, inhale, unfurl to plank. Make sure shoulders and elbows are aligned. And then exhale, walk forward, lift your hips, press your chest back. One more time. Inhale forward and exhale back. Here's the tricky part. Come back to down dog arms. Plant one palm down, straighten the elbow. Same on the other side. Good. And then inhale, lift your right leg again, up and back. Get a nice stretch here. Left heel comes down. Use your arms strongly. Take a breath in, slide your right foot through again. This time, spin your back heel flat and come up into Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1, hips and shoulders forward. Deep breath. Virabhadrasana 1. So hips and shoulders are forward to the front of the room or front of the mat. Your arms again, always alongside the ears. Whenever the arms are up, typically, whether it's high lunge or Vira 1, even in low lunge, arms are lifted right alongside the ears. Good. Take a deep breath in. Sweep your arms behind you and interlace. Now, again, as always, if your shoulders are not the place you hold tension and they're nice and open, you can take a deeper variation. But if they are tight, this might be a place of just starting to willingly allow them to soften. Maybe the heels of your hands aren't touching. Maybe they are. But draw the shoulders back and down, and once again, lift the heart and lift your gaze. Take a breath. The back leg is nice and straight. Outer edges of the feet are pressed. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, reach the arms straight up overhead. And exhale, hands to frame your front foot. Step back to plank. And hold. Take a deep breath in your plank. You may want to start breath of fire. Very quick in and out breaths through the nose. You'll feel your navel draw forward and back, forward and back. Great way to move energy. Pause here. Exhale, go through vinyasa. Lower down on the exhale. Lift up on the inhale, cobra or up dog. And press back to your down dog. Good. And if you need to express something, flutter your lips, open your eyes wide, maybe your tongue comes out of your mouth. This is where we start to really let go. Don't prevent that from happening. Don't recycle the thoughts. Let them move through the body and out. Good. Inhale, left leg up and back. Split your dog. Again, bend the lifted knee. Feel a little bit more open as we continue to process. And then breathe in, step left foot forward. Spin the right heel down. And then as you're ready, inhale and reach the arms up, come vertical. And again, square your hips towards the front of your mat. Hips and shoulders. Take a breath in. Find a point of focus, a gaze to just settle the breath on. Breathe out. Good. Another inhale as you sweep your arms behind you. Again, interlace your fingers non-habitually. Find that different feeling as you clasp your hands. And again, draw the arms towards the spine so that the shoulder blades kiss and the sternum can lift. Big breath in. Let the breath be as wide as your heart. Your vulnerable, available, fragile, and precious heart. Resilient heart. Beautiful. Inhale, release the arms straight up overhead. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back, plank. Once again, see if you can find the breath of fire. It's okay if whatever comes out of your nose comes out of your nose. In and out, strong exhalations and inhalations. Bring up that energy, everything that's dormant in that trauma center. Pause here, breathe normally. Exhale, move through. And again, you can go right to down dog if you're a little fatigued. And if you truly need a rest, please take child's pose and join in when you're ready. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, bend your knees a little, lift your hips high, the arms take the weight. Inhale, jump, walk, hop, step forward. Exhale, bow to yourself as you arrive. And then inhale, come all the way up, arms reach. Close your eyes as you exhale, your palms together in front of the heart. And once again, slow the breath down. See if it can be wider than it's been, deeper than it's been, slower and longer than it's been. Because that's the gauge of your own control over your thoughts, over the sensations in your body. Commune with your intention while you feel yourself breathe. Good. As you open your eyes, inhale, arms reach out and up. And this time, exhale right into chair pose, right? So if you happen to be watching the screen, you'll see that my low back is long. I'm not curving here. Draw the navel in and lift your hip points, anterior tilt. Your toes should be lighter than your heels because the weight is back. Draw your navel back to smooth out your lumbar spine. Inhale, come to stand, open your arms wide and feel your back bend here behind the heart. Exhale, swan dive over your legs and bow. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot back, spin your heel down, and then breathe in and cartwheel up into second warrior. Take a nice wide stance because now we've used the legs in terms of using or lubricating, I should say, the joints, working the muscles. Maybe there's a little bit more room to sit a little more deeply. Check in with yourself. If that's not the case, that's fine too. We don't force anything. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Exhale, reach your arm forward, 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 and take your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Deep breath here. Inhale, lift your toes, feel your legs active and engaged, arches of your feet are lifted. Deep breath out. Good. Use your lifted arm on the inhalation to come all the way back up and exhale back into second warrior. This time, back arm down the back leg, front arm up and over. Keep your front knee open. You can look back if it feels good to your neck. You can look up if that's not an issue also. Another breath in. Another breath out. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to second. Good. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor. Take a downward facing dog as you breathe back. And you get to decide if you still need a lot of energy to move, take your vinyasa. If you're starting to feel a calm and a true connection to yourself that you've been missing all day or all the last few days since we've met, then just hang out in down dog and allow yourself to be. Down dog is where we meet. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the right foot all the way through. Spin your back heel down. So we'll just take it to the second side and find your warrior two. Just open it up. And settle yourself. Look at your body. Make sure you feel balanced from shoulder to hip. Make sure your right knee is open, back heel pressed. Gaze over your front fingers. Activate your back arm. Good. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Exhale, reach the torso forward as the hips move back. And when you can't go anymore, windmill the arms. And again, feel free to look down, look up. Make sure everything is super active. Your hand can rest on your shin, outside your foot, whatever your ability is. Good. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bend the front knee. And then inhale right into windswept warrior. Breathe. And sit your hips nice and deep. Because it's interesting how stress likes to run away and find new places to hide. So we need to be vigilant to stay on what we call the right road and really continue to express the tension that runs. We follow it. Inhale, come back to center. Second warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands back to downward facing dog. And once again, same principles apply. Either stay in down dog, or if you need to move more energy, vinyasa is available. Down dog is where we meet. Good. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, lift your hips. Jump or step forward to your hands. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sit back into your chair. Beautiful. Now, Walk your feet a little closer together so they're touching, knees are touching, and stack your knees. Sit deeply as you exhale and bring your palms to prayer. Now, we're going to twist to the right. So what's going to happen typically is the right knee is going to move back away from the left. Try to glue them together. And now, turn at the navel as you breathe out and hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Notice if the right knee wants to draw back. It's your work to keep them together. Good. And it's up to you. If you'd like to go deeper, left foot steps back on the exhale. And feel free to even lift the right arm up and bring the left hand down outside the right foot. That's a nice option too. Sometimes it's a deeper expression, but sometimes it can help to give more balance. Take an inhale here. Good. Exhale, if you've brought the left foot back, bring it forward, and then fold into Uttanasana, hands right in front of the toes, bow. Inhale, look up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, and fold. Good. Bring the feet together once again if they aren't. Exhale, bend the knees, sit back into the heels, and bring the palms to prayer. Back is flat. Exhale, squeeze the knees, don't let them change. Exhale, twist left, bring your right ribs around, and hook elbow to left thigh. Notice if the left knee has moved away. Draw it forward if it has. You can stay right here, or again, you can reach right arm down, left arm up. You can step right foot back. It's really a matter of sensation, not so much ego and challenge, but rather you just have a lot of energy to move, or you don't feel anything just seated in prayer twist. Take one more breath in. If your foot is back, exhale, bring it forward, and everybody go ahead, fold forward. Nice. Inhale, rise up, arms reach. At the very top here, if you need a back bend to neutralize, do it. And exhale, namaste. Once again, just close your eyes and check in with your body. Our mind will always be there to trick us, to bring us into fear and doubt. Your body knows truth. Listen to it. How does it feel to be listening to your body? How does it feel to move and disperse energy that is in the form of tension? How much room do you have? Have you remembered who you are, even just for a moment, without the external noise? Beautiful. And then allow your eyes to open. Good. So we'll just go back into a very basic balance, okay? Tree pose, you know this drill and you know this pose, but again, if you've noticed that you need some support, love the wall, or if you come into the pose without any support around you, use your foot to balance you, okay? So let's start on the left leg, nice and straight, Tadasana. Start with hands on hips if that brings you some stability. And then just lift your right foot off the ground so that you notice what kind of tree you are. Are you a baby tree? Are you a growing tree? Or are you full grown with your right foot right up in the left thigh? Up to you. Just make sure you can organize manually, bring your hips forward. And then if you're balanced, you can reach the arms up. Root down and let the branches open. If you've been outside today, I guess depending on where you are in the country. Today I saw the most beautiful cherry blossoms and magnolia trees starting to bloom. So if we could only be more like nature, moving around the obstacles, knowing when the time is right to grow, to be dormant, to accept, and to be grace. One more breath here. Good. Exhale, release your arms, turn your knee forward, and release your foot to the ground. And just feel that amazing strength from the left leg. Notice a quality of breath. When we come into balance, don't hold the breath. Main thing, gaze and breath. Second side, right leg nice and strong. Take your left foot up. You choose where it goes. Just try not to go against your knee, right? And then again, you can take any variation. You can take prayer. You don't have to change your hands away from your hips. Your arms can be straight. Whatever feels good. Whatever gives you the most ability to breathe is really the truth. Inhale. Exhale. Another deep breath in. And exhale. Release your foot to the floor. And pause. Once again, close your eyes. Notice and feel and receive. Receive. Very important. Most of us are really good at giving out to others. But how do we do for ourselves? Nice. So from here, please come back down to the floor. We're going to come into a pigeon pose, okay? Now, for me, because I have some low back issues, a typical or classical pigeon pose is not really doable for me, so I'm going to show you both options. So you can watch first, or you can just come with me and listen. You're going to come back into down dog. Inhale the right leg straight up and back. Exhale, bring your right knee across to your left elbow, just to start. You can start joining in now. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend the leg back. And this time, come into pigeon. You're going to bring your right knee right behind your right wrist. Right ankle comes behind left wrist. And then the back leg is nice and straight. You can actually look back and make sure that the leg comes straight out of your hip. Don't sickle your foot. And then walk your hands back. If you have blocks, this is a nice place to do it. So I like to do this pose. If this is comfortable for you, stay there. It's the right hip that we're working. So what I do here is I lie on my back. I cross my right foot against my left thigh. And I come into pigeon pose on my back. So I'm still getting a nice hip opener here. If you're in classical pigeon, sit up nice and tall. See if you can bring your crown and your tailbone, line it up. Draw the shoulders back. We've been doing this since we started class, right? Pretty much doing a lot of shoulder work. So think about how a pigeon's chest is nice and barreled, if you will, really open. And then draw your tailbone down and in. Take a breath here. Take a breath out. Make sure you're breathing. One more inhalation. Good. Exhale, plant your hands down in front of you, curl your toes, and gently step back into your downward facing dog. And just see here if you can sort of pedal out your heels. Make sure the right hip feels happy. And then we can take it to the second side. Inhale, left leg back and up. Stretch it out. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Shoulders over your wrists here. Inhale, extend left leg back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, press it back, left leg up. And second side, bend the left knee and bring it behind your left wrist. Start to scoot your right leg back, but again, make sure that it's nice and straight and that your foot doesn't kind of flop side to side. Walk your left foot as close to your right wrist as you can, and then start to walk back. I'll take it onto the back here, bringing my left foot against my right thigh, right leg up. Breathe. So if you're in classical pigeon pose, tense your fingers. Lift up. Find your back bend. Keep your chin level to the floor. Breathe in. For those on the back, open the left knee away from you. Breathe out. Draw your right leg towards you. And for those of you in pigeon upright, if you feel like walking yourself forward into sleeping pigeon, that's an option as well. Just make sure you don't lower into your left hip too much. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. If you're in sleeping pigeon, start to peel yourself back up into Kapotasana. Exhale, step back very mindfully to downward facing dog. Breathe. And then look between your hands, bend your knees. Take a big breath in, lift your hips. Good, and then jump forward and fold. Nice. See if you can bring your feet here as wide as your mat. And then lead with your tailbone as you come into squat. So if your heels draw up, maybe you could slide or roll your mat underneath your heels just so they have a place to go. Take your palms in prayer and your elbows to your inner thighs and try to stay upright. Breathe. Lot of hip work. For me personally, I know that the hips are storage for trauma. So that's for me. You may have it in different places, but maybe the hips also are one of the places that your story goes. Take an inhale. Good. Exhale. Actually, plant your hands outside of your hips and just come to seated and extend your legs. Take a moment. Breathe. Good. So with your legs straight out in front of you, see if you could sit up. I'm going to go diagonal so you can see my back and my legs. See if you can sit up nice and tall. So typically when we sit, we don't use any core and we also hide our heart. So the invitation here is to draw the navel in and up and to draw your shoulders down into the sockets. Fingertips can be by the sides of your hips. I find Paschimottanasana, or even just sitting here in Dandasana, one of the hardest postures because we really have to remember to press down to lift up and to not start to sort of concave, right? So stay nice and lifted. And then from here, bend your left knee and place the sole of your foot to the inner right thigh. Janu Shirshasana. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, see if you can stay with a straight back and hinge right out of the hip crease. The tendency is this, if you want to look at the screen. And what I'm suggesting is that you just kind of keep your body, your upper body in Tadasana and just hinge at the hips. So from crown to tailbone, you're level, you're straight. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. The exhale may take you a little deeper. It's a function of not just your core strength, but also the right hamstring here. If it doesn't feel open, don't go any deeper. And then take a deep breath in, come all the way back up. Exhale. Release. Extend left leg to meet right and shake it out. And then we'll come to the second side. So it's the right foot coming into the left thigh. Right knee as close to the mat as your hip will allow. Left leg in Tadasana, heel down, toes up. Inhale, reach your arms. Keep your navel drawn in. Hinge at the hips. Try not to round your shoulders or your mid-back. Breathe here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach. Don't lead with your face or your chin. Remember that your head and neck are an extension of your spine. That's a good stretch, even in the calf muscle. Take a breath in, come all the way back up, and exhale. Good. Straighten right leg to meet left, shake it out. Good. And then go ahead and lie back on your back. Take a moment here with yourself. Close your eyes. And I'll ask that you organically move into your final pose. Do you need a happy baby? Do you need a twist? Do you need a plow pose, legs up and back behind you? Do you need a shoulder stand? Did you miss having a dedicated inversion as opposed to down dog? Do what you need to do to feel complete. If it's a two-sided pose, remember both sides. Take a few moments here to finish. And then find your way into Shavasana, final relaxation. Go ahead and allow your eyes to close. Bring your arms slightly away from your body, nice and long with your palms up. Your legs are long, your feet are relaxed. Draw front body down into back body. And feel the support of a very happy Mother Earth. She's thriving right now. Allow yourself to let go, surrender, and breathe. Allow a deeper breath to guide you back to the surface. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Breathe in and breathe out. Gently move your head from side to side. Motion to your fingers, to your toes. Softly draw your knees towards your belly. Roll your body to the right side. Pause here for a moment. Gently press your palms down and start to rise up into a comfortable, easy seat, Sukhasana. Just take a moment here to notice how you feel and to thank yourself for the gift of your practice, the gift of self-love. Please join your palms together in front of heart center and bow your head to the beautiful truth that lies within you as you. I honor your light, your perseverance, your courage, your resilience, your deep knowing, your trust, and your faith. We close practice together with one final Om. Take a deep, full breath. Om. Shanti, peace. Please lift your chin, open your eyes. Namaste. I hope you feel better than when you started. Thanks for joining and hope to see you again next week. Stay safe.